Today I'm excited to demonstrate how to test an electric meter. So I want to test the meter. And in order for us to test in powertrack, you have to go up here to these icons that you see located up here at the top, and you look for shop test. Shop test takes us to our testing menu. If you click the next button, it'll take us to the testing environment. Before I start testing, I always like to look into my settings and to make sure that my sensor type is matching the board that I'm on. If you hit this down arrow key, it shows you a list of all the different type of sensors there is. So sometimes you never know if it's on the right sensor. So I'm just going to keep mine the same and press OK. In this DIN box, you can either type in um, your meter number, or you can just scan the meter. Device is not received. Would you like to quick receive it now? If I press no, then it says device must be received. So it will not let me test it if I do not receive it. I'm going to go ahead and rescan that meter and press yes. Here you see on the left, it brings up all the information you need about the meter. I always look at it just to make sure it's correct. Um, Status code is correct, the type code, the dials. I just make sure it's all correct before I start testing, because sometimes you can get in the groove and just go to start testing and this dial number isn't in there, which is the reading number for your meter. So I'm going to go ahead and click the creep. Creep allows the display to be visible. It energizes the meter, so it allows the display to show up. So I'm going to click this readings tab, as found and as left. So we have one that's marked as found, as I seen the meter. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my reading that I see, 392. And I'm going to record that. In order for you to test, you have to put in a reading before you're allowed to test. That's why they have this as found and as left. So you put in your reading as you find it, and as you leave or before you save the meter, you put in another reading. I'm going to go ahead and slew my meter. I like to give it time in between creep and slew, just so the meter and the board can take its time doing what it does. So I'm going to press the slew. And here, during this part, I'm supposed to hear some pulses. Just like that. The pulses in the background, I can tell if my meter is going to be good or bad based off the rhythm of these pulses. This sounds like a good rhythm. So I'm going to just go ahead and press start and test my meter. Okay, there you go. It's running test 1 of 3. 1 of 3 is meaning the sequences that it's going through. You have a series full, series power, and a series light. If you press this box over here, it has other different sequences you can press if you need that for a certain type of meter. Here it has this green bar at the bottom. It tells you how far it has to completion. I like to just sit and wait for my testing to be finished with. Oh, look at that. It failed. And I think it failed too because I am holding it. So I'm going to redo this. Sometimes the sensor has moved, or I can tell my voltage it stopped. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead because I see that during series power, it failed. But every other, like other sequences, it passed. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this test. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete it. Yes, I want to delete. Then I'm going to go back to creep. That sounded good. Display showed up. I'm going to hit slew. So I'm going to make sure that sensor is on that. And it is. So I'm going to go ahead and test. And we should get a different result. Okay, it's running test 1 of 3. Series full. It passed. Should pass in series power. There we go. Here we go. And one more. All right, see, that passed. That was a good meter right here. So I like to go ahead into my readings and put as left so I don't forget, which it was the same thing. It didn't change. So 5, 6, 3, 9, 2. It was a meter that wasn't ran for so long, so the reading didn't change as much. Here, as you see, you have the testing limits that you can look through. Um, These right here tells you if your meter should be passing within these limits. If it's out of these limits, then it would be failing. First you have a reading. Then I like to go over here to my documents. Oh, I should go and creep it. Okay, so I'll take a picture. If I right click it, and I should be able to take a picture. But what I like to do is I like to creep my meter, and I like to right click it and get that reading in there. Sometimes, you can make a mistake and enter in the wrong reading from a different meter. This right here is proof that this reading was what it was, and that was the meter that it was taken from. So I do like that. Then everything looks good. So we're just going to go ahead and just save this. We definitely have to uncreep it in order for us to save before all the other icons appear. And then we could just go ahead and save that meter. And there you go. That's how you test using PowerTrack.